If time was needed for distance, with absence has made the heart grow fonder. The marvel of music, socially engineered on purpose, so there would be no comparison, no thoughts to ponder. The world is riddled with riddles, billions of people trying to figure out life. It's pitiful. Enter our world. This podcast, this journey, the second phase of an analogy. This is a prelude for the story of Season 4. The Doneson Podcast. You better tell somebody.
Dunsonians, the freedom of creativity has arrived. Let's take this journey from the US to Brazil, through India onto Europe, from Asia onto the transatlantic and throughout the world. We'll call it the dark side. The Dun Sun Podcast is in full effect. Watch it, feel it, listen to Shaana Montana, Uncle Rico, Rod, and Rollo. Let's put it where the ghosts can get
This is how I feel. Only God knows where this is going. We are on the heels of something so important. This podcast has many seasons, but it won't be the last. I'm listening to the Dun Sun Podcast. I said, I'm listening to the Dun Sun Podcast. Oh, yeah. It's the Dun Sun Podcast. Oh.
So, I was looking for a used car.
Oh, my God.
And the dealership said, hey, Rod, we have some discounted cars. You know, and that have been in scary movies, 40% off. Yeah. So I said, okay, I'll take it.
Swampland.
Yeah. So the next day, my car stopped on the side of the road.
Of course it did.
Swampland.
In front of an old abandoned farm in the middle of nowhere, of course.
Oh, well.
So when I got ready to leave, I cranked it up again and went and started. So, you know.
Swampland.
Yeah, so I still got the car, but it's still there.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. So don't forget to tune in every Monday for the audio version of the Dun Sun Podcast and every Wednesday for a YouTube channel titled The Dun Sun Podcast.
Right.
Now, guess what, everybody? Dunsonians out there, we also have a Facebook page titled The Dun Sun Podcast. All right. It is time for Rent Due in the City.
I ain't paying.
Rent due in the city. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today.
Not until that heathen apologizes for slamming the door in my face.
Rent is due, and if you don't have my money, I'm going to send a Negro named Corn to come get in your shit.
It never gets old. Never gets old.
Dayton, Ohio here. Hi, Edwin. I really need a big favor, please. I need a couple more days past the due date.
Because you got a big O ass, I'll let you pass. Have my money on the 10th.
Portsmouth, Virginia here.
Too much.
Hi, Edwin. I'm scraping 2 pennies just to make rent this month. I might be a little late.
Well, I'll be damned if broke was a person.
Moss Point, Mississippi here. Hello, Edwin. Rent is just too high for the area we live in.
You need to go home and live with your mommy.
Really?
Thank you, Edwin Evick. All right, it's time for the Dun Sun Riddle.
Let's do it, baby.
It's the Dodson Riddle Show. You have 60 seconds to solve the riddle, which is an ample amount of time. If you answer wrong, a dummy's getting electrocuted. And here's your host, Rod.
Yeah, here he is again.
All right.
Now, keep in mind that you got 60 seconds to solve this. So, Montana, Unc, and any of the illustrious guests that we have, Rollo or Edwin Evick, can help with y'all with this. So, in 60 seconds, this is the riddle, and the time starts after I finish the question. All right.
All right.
Here he is. Here we go. What belongs to you, but other people use it more than you? Is it A, your name, B, your pen, or C, your time? What, I can repeat that. What belongs to you, but other people use it more than you? Other people. Now think about this, right?
I ain't got to think
what
about
belongs to you, but other people use it more than you.
Start the time, brother.
Because you ain't gonna use it yourself, right?
No, it's the name.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
There you go.
So you ain't no dumbass.
Ain't no dumbass.
All right. Nobody's getting electrocuted. All right. Good job.
I started to miss it just so I could fry Rollo ass over there.
It's gonna start smelling like weed in here.
Yeah, Rollo.
Shaana Montana. Let's get it.
Montana, here they go again. Another letter? This is what they wrote. A little, oh yeah. A little,
You like that part, Montana? What part you like? You like that part?
You gotta be kidding me. Montana is a crazy.
that hot needle rip?
Even though I feel inside, it's only one day. I turn into you. It makes my day. I'm watching you YouTube on a Wednesday. Listening this letter so
This is my favorite part right here. Luther. She got that Luther.
Sound like a Ooh, all right.
All right now.
So today's letter is titled Soulmate. And this letter is from someone located in Marietta, Georgia.
Wow.
And they are in the age range of 42 to 57. So they are Gen X.
What, they're anonymous too?
Of course.
I'm tired.
We have nothing but suckers right now.
I'm tired
They
of
scared.
these up pluckers screaming.
Y'all so weak, but we gonna answer y'all letter anyway. All right, so it says, first of all, I want to say I do not like texting. I like a man who is God-fearing. A man has to be taller than me. He has to have a passport, be willing to travel, and he can't have a job that keeps him away from home a lot.
Damn. Where's she
Oh, and I almost forgot he has to be handy around the house. A handyman. I'm well established and I don't have any time for games. I don't have time for little boys. I only have time for people who are serious about life, serious about dating, and then serious about being married. I have needs. In app standards, I have standards, and if a guy doesn't meet my standards, he must keep walking. Keep on walking. I tried dating with not having any standards, but that always goes south. If you go into a relationship and it's like clay, then I'm going to be doing most of the molding that takes too much time and too much effort. I'm getting older, and year by year, I'm getting older, so still no luck, and I've tried everything. I've tried dating apps. I tried going out with my girls. I tried everything, but I feel like a woman should be found, not me looking for a man. Okay, I know that's right. So she says, I refuse to look for a man. I had to make sure, I refuse to look for a man. It could be a man. Okay, we're going to keep going. I refuse to look for a man. He can find me, but I'm not looking for it. So I'm looking at my girlfriend's phone then, and they have these nice vacations. They have the nice get-togethers. I don't know, get-togethers. And I'm just simply tired of going over there single. I've tried all types of guys, but none that I would want to spend the rest of my life with. None that I would want to spend the rest of my life life with. Sis, you left a word out. Now I have standards. There has to be an easier way for someone to find me. Question mark.
Oliver, what do you think about this letter?
Baby girl, how about we first try finding yourself, hey?
Joey, what do you think about this letter?
Eat me.
Rollo, welcome back. What do you think about this letter?
Lady love, if you want to go, we could watch the trees blow and start our own forest fire and listen to some soul. And we would go into the back room and act like a bunch of wild animals. And mate, you dig?
Wow.
We'll be doing it for the planet.
Rollo high.
High.
Rollo high.
What do you think about this? What you think about this letter?
Man,
especially from a man's perspective.
This woman got too many expectations.
That's a
You
lot,
think so?
though.
You think it's too many?
Yes.
Yeah.
Way too many.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's too many.
Look,
but that's you asking so from a man's perspective.
Yeah. Okay. She got all of these qualifications that she wants someone to meet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what if the man want to put just the same expectations on you?
She ain't gonna be
Ain't
able to
nothing
handle
wrong with that. More men.
I mean, how you gonna be able to match up?
If she can't, then she gotta understand. She gotta talk to Edwin over here.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think she's living in a fantasy world. Too much daytime TV.
I think so too, huh?
Because
Y'all
I'm like
both full of
Luther,
shit.
right down in the middle. It ain't gonna always be what Luther said. What he said? Right down in the middle. No, he said right down in the middle. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot.
You know,
it ain't always gonna be the same, man. Basically,
Call on me.
everybody don't operate like they're a robot.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gonna have some downtime, man, where you just want yourself.
Everybody
you want to be yourself.
Everybody acts to certain things differently,
Right.
right?
You know, so I just think her expectation is a little too high. She need to lower that a little bit. Not to say she's lowering her standards in the essence that she's accepting anything, but I think she's wanting way too much, and she's never gonna find one individual to fit all her criteria. It ain't gonna happen.
It ain't going. Not on this planet.
No, it ain't gonna happen. No.
Montana,
Yeah.
what you coming with, Montana?
I gotta look at the camera because y'all out of y'all damn mind. Let me tell y'all something.
coming with, Montana?
I need all the ladies listening to sit up straight.
All the single ladies,
All
yeah.
the single ladies to sit up straight and listen.
And
Let
the
me tell
reason
y'all
why y'all
something.
single.
Nah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Too many
Don't do
criteria.
that. What we
Too
was talking
many
about?
criteria.
What we mentioned earlier, arranged
Yeah.
marriages. It's arranged single too, because
Okay.
sometimes you need to sit in that seat for a little while. So I'm gonna say a couple of things. The first thing is, she doesn't need to lower her expectations, but she also needs to understand that it's gonna take longer to get what she wants. You have to be patient because it's not gonna come directly to you. Sis, you may have to get back on that dating app. You may have to go out more. You're gonna have to put yourself in position to meet the men that you want. But what that also comes down to, you have to understand, you have to have deal breakers and non-negotiables, and then you have preferences. So I get a deal breaker is he has to work a 9 to 5. He has to have housing. He has to have a car. He has to have a passport. That's important if traveling is very important to you.
Those are normal things.
Those
Yeah.
are normal things. But what
Yeah,
I'm saying is
shit.
that the preferences is, he has to be 6 feet tall. Well, sis, you may have to negotiate on that.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm
I don't know how tall you are, but you between 42 and 57, so beggars really can't be choosy in that category. So what I'm saying is, I'm not going with what Unc is saying as far as lowering your standards. You don't have to lower that, but you do have to understand there's a difference between a deal breaker and a preference. And a preference is like, I might want somebody that's 6 feet that's caramel skin. Well, it may come in a package where he 5'8" and he light skinned, but he treats you every way that you want to be treated. You have to understand that this is what I want. So no, also again, It's all about having standards, and you probably should have had these standards when you were in your 20s and 30s, and you wouldn't be in this position.
Better than
and early on. I ain't even gonna say that because I'm an advocate of understanding that in your 20s you are there to have some fun, but I think later in your 20s is when you can start deciding like, do I want to be married? What do I want to do? Because I'll admit I'm 35 plus. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I got to be 35 plus that I really started thinking about marriage seriously. Not saying I wouldn't necessarily did anything different in my 20s, but I know maybe if somebody gun in my head, I had to choose, maybe later in my 20s, I would have started thinking about relationships more seriously. I was more so of the mindset, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And that's okay if I never want to be married. I never want to be in a committed relationship. But if I know that at some point, I do want to settle down. Mm-hmm. At some point, your mindset has to change. So again, it's okay. You don't have to lower your standards, but you do have to change your preferences. And you also have to understand, honestly, I'm just the messenger. You are a little bit older in age. There's nothing wrong with that because they say black don't crack unless you own it. So I know, I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm just saying if you are 42 to 57, say if because women love playing with our ages, you probably 57 or 58 in reality. So if you really are of that age, nothing wrong with it because you probably still look good. But you have to understand your choices are not going to be what they were when you were 28.
Sure ain't.
So even now at 35 plus, my choice is not the same they were at 25. So that's another thing women got to understand. The dating pool don't always have pee in it, but the dating pool may be now a kiddie pool, sis. You ain't got an Olympic size pool to choose from. So when you're 25, you got plethora of dudes to choose from.
Right.
I still got plethora. No, I'm playing. But at 57,
Jeremy.
you don't look, at 57, you don't have that. So sis just has to understand it's a lot of things she has to put in perspective, and she really need to take a step back. And I think, was it Edwin or was it Oliver who said like, find yourself? She might need to take a step back Oliver, and recognize like, okay, this is who I am in reality. Like I'm going to own it because sometimes people don't want to own that also. Like this is my age. I'm 57 years old. I still look good, but I ain't exactly like, I ain't got mega knees like I used to. Right. So I need to make sure I'm moving in that lane. So sis, that's it. You said the final question was, there has to be an easier way for someone to find me. Put yourself in position by listening to all the stuff that we just said.
All right, I got just a quick follow-up question to that, right?
Yeah.
Now, you said in your late 20s, maybe you would have done something different.
Maybe.
What would be the one thing you would have probably done different?
I would say I wouldn't have like just played around with men so much. And when I say late 20s, I really mean like 28, 29.
Right.
So at that age, it was more so like I'm going out with this dude because it's good for dinner, or we good for drinks, or it's good for beneficial for my friends.
Right.
And I'm sure I came across at least one. I ain't gonna give too much of the benefit of the doubt. I came across at least one guy that might have been somebody that could have been in my future, but he wasn't supposed to be, because I believe I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
But I think if that had been it, I would have just taken a step back to slow down and say, okay, let me not play with everybody. Yeah. Let me see and try to take some of these guys seriously to see if they may be the one. But I repeat, late 20s. I feel like your early 20s, like 25 and younger, you need to be having fun, enjoying life, discovering who you are, because your frontal lobes ain't even developed till you 26.
Right.
So.
Hey, all right, one more.
I got a question on that.
Go ahead. Yeah, lay it down, huh? Lay it down.
So when you was doing all of that, playing around and having your fun, thing, do you think, or could have been a possibility that you missed out on the right one?
Not at all.
What? You don't think so?
1,000%.
Okay.
Oh, because that was going to be my question.
Yeah, okay. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
So did you follow up on like Facebook or
but let me tell y'all something. So let me say this to confirm how I know how the universe works.
You followed up, didn't you?
So the person that I met at 25, 26 is who I'm with now. It took us almost 12 years.
No way.
So you came back around.
We came back around.
So in essence, you wasted time.
I didn't waste nothing.
Yeah,
let me tell you something.
No,
let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all both something.
You wasted time.
Listen, I didn't waste nothing, because had me and that person got together at 25, 26, we wouldn't have been together right now.
How you know?
Because I know I was still finna be in these streets.
No, but
I wasn't gonna act right.
You still could been married and been in the streets.
Who's gonna do that? I believe. I'm not, because I'm not playing them games. But I know me.
So it was you. You wasn't fully mature.
I wasn't ready.
You weren't mature.
Yeah.
You could say mature, whatever you want to call it.
I'm just saying now.
I can rock and roll with that because my thing is I understand at that age that even if, because I ain't gonna lie, I was in a relationship. I got in relationships in my early 20s and I was still in the streets.
Right.
So I'm saying for the person that I'm aligned with now, had we got together, then it wouldn't work because I was still gonna be playing them games. Yeah. So that's why I said
that's what I said. So you wasn't mature.
But I did. I didn't. I don't feel like it was wasted time at all because I wasn't ready and I wasn't in the same place and space I'm in my life now.
So in essence, you saying you growed and you matured.
Yeah, and that's why I know that what's for you is for you, and that's why we was able to realign and stand where we are now.
I go with that.
But had it happened back then, that nigga would have been gone in the wind. I'm sorry. He got edited that. Had I did that back then, he would have been gone in the wind by now.
So I can go with it.
Yeah.
I can go with it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I thought y'all was about to give me.
No, we ain't about to get the
no, but we still got the rest of the show, Montana.
And truly, reality, we're both right.
Yeah.
We're both right.
To some degree.
No, we're both right because you admitted you wasn't mature at that time when you wanted to deal with them.
I think I was a mature 25-year-old.
Right.
I mean, because at 25, do I really need to be married?
But you still want people get married.
They do, not me. I'm not them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But see, you trying to say that
it won't work for me.
It didn't work for you.
Yeah.
But in essence, what I'm saying is that you matured at a later age to understand that you made a mistake at that point in time in life. I mean,
I would say this. I agree with you on the maturity that I matured in relationships. I don't think it was a mistake because I agree.
I'm gonna take that away.
Yeah,
not a mistake because everything does happen for a reason and a time.
But you're right. I wasn't relationship wise mature at that time.
Right.
To sign on for something serious.
Right.
Even like anything close to a marriage or seriously dating. Like I could have.
Right.
But yeah, so I definitely agree.
Right.
I'm with you. You're right.
So y'all back around and y'all together now and I think y'all gonna be happy.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, because y'all both probably matured a little more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
I'm with you when you're right.
Okay, I get it.
On that note,
this is good, right?
Speaking of relationships, and we are not alone.
Huh?
We are not alone.
Oh Lord,
the Lord is right here with me.
We are not alone. This episode, the next 5 episodes, we'll be chasing. Hopefully we can get excited about I sound like a Catholic preacher.
I'm like, what we chasing?
Yeah. That we're not alone, and for the next 5 episodes we're really going to uncover what is a UFO. Okay.
All right now.
And an unidentified flying object is any perceived aerial phenomenon that cannot be immediately identified or explained. In the hood, we say WTFIT.
What the fuck is that?
That's what it says.
I'm about to say, I know some men that's UFOs.
No, I get what the fuck is that?
Yeah. I'm with you when you're right.
UFOs have been discovered in these historical paintings. Now, we're going to flash these paintings up.
Okay.
And I want y'all to really take a look at this. This is like unbelievable, right?
Okay.
So we're going to flash the picture up on the screen, but you can Google it as well. The Crucifixion of Christ, 1350. All right. 2 UFOs are seen on both top corners of the photo. In the right corner, the UFO, the pilot seems to be looking back at the craft behind him. And neither of these pilots have a halo around them, which discards the possibility of them being divine beings, being or depicted divine objects. Okay?
What is this now?
This is the Crucifixion of Christ, 1350.
1350?
Yep. A painting in 1350.
Oh, painting. Okay.
Yeah.
A painting. Okay.
These are all paintings.
Okay.
All right. Gotta look this up.
Yeah, that made it a little more
the second
logical. I got to give you 1350. Oh, wait. I ain't out of 1350. What the hell you talking about? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I can live with that. All
right. B, the miracle of the snow. 1428 through 1432. The miracle of the snow portrays the legend of snowfall that happened on the hot summer day in Rome in the 4th century. Jesus and Mary seems to be overlooking the incident from the top of a cloud, but behind them an area, a like disc-shaped object. These objects could be thought of as clouds, but for a painter who pays extensive attention to detail, such simplicity depicts of a cloud doesn't quite seem right. You need to check that out, The Miracle of the Snow.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm going to start Googling this stuff in a minute.
Yeah, you go Google it. The Miracle of the Snow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is the next painting. See, the Madam with Saint Genovino, late 1400s. Now, it's a fascinating painting as it shows an airborne craft on the top right corner behind Madonna's shoulders, right? Some have speculated that her position is such that it seems like she's trying to protect her children, and if you're from Memphis, it's children, from an alien object. Also, a man is seen looking at the UFO and its dog barking at it. The Madonna of St. Genovino, late 1400s.
Okay.
All right. D, the Baptism of Christ, 1710. Currently hung in the museum in Cambridge, the Baptism of Christ was painted and is considered to be projecting a secret knowledge to the public. The painting shows 4 columns of light being emitted from a disc-like object onto the baptism happening below. The Baptism of Christ, 1710. Okay. What you think about these paintings?
I'm trying to Google this stuff right now. I'm over here. I'm looking at them, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, hey, man.
Yeah, so how's that possible, man?
Hey, man, I got one pulled up right here.
Okay.
I'm looking at it. I'm saying.
Which one you looking at?
I'm looking at the Baptism of Christ, and I'm looking at this thing up here in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, up in the sky, and somebody reaching down with his hand like this here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I don't know, man.
I mean, where they get the imagination from?
Where they get the imagination from?
Where did they get it from? That's a great question.
They
had to see it, right?
I don't think so, not necessarily. No. I think they might have been smoking a lot of weed or something. But it might have been Tupac. Snoop Doggy Dogg or something. Snoop Doggy Dogg is smoking the weed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, but I'm just saying.
Montana, you see it? Yeah. You see one of them?
I went to the Miracle of the Snow.
Yeah.
All right, what'd you think about the Miracle of the Snow?
I don't really understand.
I'm trying to figure, hey, man, it's just a painting. To me, I'm just looking at a painting.
But it's like somebody throwing something down and somebody standing over with a stick, like it's something that they about to attack or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't see how this is so miraculous or anything of that nature. It's just like a painting to me. Somebody decided, I'm high as hell. I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint it right here. I'm going to call it this. Yeah.
All right, well, let's connect the dots.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that.
The Roswell UFO crash incident. All right.
Okay, Roswell.
Let's connect the dots.
I heard a lot of talk about that.
Yeah. On July the 8th, 1947, the United States Army Air Force sent out a shocker of a press release announcing they've discovered a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell, New Mexico. Okay. The Army quickly retracted the statement and said instead that a crashed object was a conventional weather balloon. That's a hell of a press release to say, oh, it's just a balloon.
Yeah.
But check this out, y'all. I found, dig deep in facts. We're just connecting the dots here. In 1994, the United States Air Force published a report identifying the crashed balloon was part of a top secret program called Project Mogul, which sought to detect Soviet nuclear bomb tests. So I guess it was a conspiracy.
Okay.
A second conspiracy claimed that alien bodies were recovered during the time in 1997, the Air Force conducted that the stories of alien bodies probably stem from test dummies being dropped from high altitude. All right, so there's a lot of smoking.
Yeah.
Hangar 18, all right, where I was raised, Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
Hangar 18 is an Air Force base in Dayton, Ohio, where the aliens' bodies were alleged taken when a UFO supposedly crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. In 1947, it's believed that the government hid physical evidence from the investigators, including flying saucer debris, extraterrestrial, did I say testrals?
Extraterrestrial.
Thank you. Remains and even captured aliens. In this mysterious warehouse, specifically inside of a sealed, highly guarded location dubbed the Blue Room. All right, let's go a little deeper. Pacific Ocean, November the 14th, 2004, 100 miles southwest of San Diego, California. USS Nimitz, strike group.
You talking about Bermuda Triangle, are you?
No, this is Pacific. Bermuda Triangle is Atlantic.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Force. Built by Newport News Shipbuilding Spot, which is an aircraft carrier.
That's my hometown.
Now, this aircraft carrier houses 64 aircrafts. These are FA-18Es and 18Fs.
Yeah, played on them in my childhood days.
Yeah.
When they were docked, they had tours.
Right.
We used to go play on them.
Now
get lost on them. They were huge.
Right. And my dad was on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, they're huge, man. God, they'll sit on water.
2 years in an aircraft carrier, my dad was.
Yeah.
Now, USS America. Now, on November the 14th, 2004, white wingless UFOs, the shape of a Tic Tac, engaged with Top Gun fighter pilots from the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group. Both pilots and radar operators reported that the objects traveled at hypersonic speeds, appeared to be intelligently controlled, and possessed aerodynamic capabilities that far surpass any currently known aircraft technology in the world.
Okay.
All right. Check this out.
It appeared to them that an object about the size of a 737 was just under the water.
So, as we're looking at this, her backseater says, "Hey, Skipper, do you?" And about that got out, I said, "Dude, do you see that thing down there?" And we saw this little white tic-tac looking object, and it's just kind of moving above the whitewater area.
Do you ever drop your phone and it sort of bounces off the countertop and then bounces off something else, and it's sort of like no predictable movement, no predictable trajectory.
Yeah.
I guess. It was just
like a ping pong ball.
No acceleration.
Very, very random.
Acceleration.
As Dietrich circled above, Fravor went in for a closer look.
So you're sort of spiraling down?
Yep. The tic-tac still pointing north-south. It goes and just turns abruptly and starts mirroring me. So as I'm coming down, it starts coming up.
So it's mimicking your moves.
Yeah, it was aware we were there. I want to see how close I can get. So I go like this, and it's climbing still. And when it gets right in front of me, it just disappears. Disappears. Like gone.
Right. So those are the pilots. So listen to the interaction. This is when it happened.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing. It's rotating. Echo 61 Tango, Smile J, over. Oh, got it! Woohoo! Roger, there's troubleshooting. Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at it fly!
Thank you for tuning in to the Dun Sun Podcast.
All right now.
The Dun Sun, it's a Dun Sun Podcast.